Alright guys, welcome back to Controversation, episode number 11.
What's going on, everybody?
This is Abdul with me, doing this podcast today, and we're gonna have some topics we like to hit up. We want to hit up some conspiracy theories, and we will end it with the developing story of
That Brittany Griner story.
Yeah, Brittany Griner story, which I think.
Shout out to Biden.
Yeah, I think that trade we definitely didn't get what we should have for that trade, especially for the type of person that this guy is. But we're gonna hit that topic at the very end, so stay tuned and let's get into it. So the very first topic that I want to touch is the JFK assassination.
You seen the video?
I seen the video, and I was recently seeing a documentary saying that there's evidence that shows that there had to be more than one shooter. And when I was looking at that video, that documentary, I want to say the first shot, because people say they heard 2 gunshots.
Maybe echo.
I don't know, but they heard it from 2 different directions. So that's why they thought it was coming from those bush area. Like whenever he was turning, there was like an area that was elevated, and it was in some brush. So that's the very first place that the cops and everybody will rush to. And then the second one was, I think it was a cop said that he saw gunfire coming out of that library, that book.
So he actually saw the explosion, like the gun.
Yeah, he saw the flash. I don't know, from the rifle. But anyways, if you watch the documentary, there was this guy that got his home recorder and took it to record the president. Obviously, coming to your state and city is pretty awesome.
It was in a little drop top, right? They were right into a little drop top car.
Yeah, there was a convertible. Yeah. The lease protection had no protection really. And you can see him where he's like waving to the crowd, and out of nowhere he like grabs his neck and like leans over to his wife, and then as she like tries to do something, you hear like another, and then you see the splatter. But what's really weird to me is they said that Kennedy was shot in the back of the head. I have never seen if y'all have ever shot like a rifle or shot.
If you ever murdered somebody, you know it's what
Well, I mean, if you ever shot like when you're a kid and you shoot like BB guns or you shoot something like at fruits.
Oh yeah.
When you shoot something, it doesn't. The bullet goes in or the projectile goes in, and it doesn't splatter the same direction it went in. It splatters the opposite side. Yeah. So if they're saying that he got shot from the back. Well, if he got shot from the backside, why is the splatter going this way? That forensically like doesn't even make sense.
It'll go in like this, and then kind of like concave inside.
Yeah, and it'll explode this way. So the bullet goes
it'll spread out going out, exactly.
Yeah, so why, like, if supposedly he got shot from this direction, why is the splatter going this way? That would mean that he got shot from this direction, the splatter came this way. In my opinion, I don't know. So that's kind of like, that's very interesting to me, because then
So then who's the second shooter?
That's
because the other shooter was caught.
So if you look at what's his name, Oswald, he spent a lot of time in Russia, and he actually had a Russian wife. He had and then supposedly he went to a meeting 2 weeks earlier in Mexico City and met up with like KGB agents. Mm-hmm. So the theory is, or the conspiracy, I guess you could say, is what if during that time Russia wanted to assassinate Kennedy? Because during that time, I think there was a lot of tension between Russia and the U.S. and
there's always been a lot of tension between the Russia and the U.S.
Right, because and then I think that during that time, what was it? The arms races, arm race, and the space race. So there was like a lot of competition going on during that time, but what's really weird too is the comparison things between Kennedy and Lincoln. Like there was a lot of like weird.
They said he was shot at close range though. Lincoln, no.
Yeah, Lincoln was shot in the back of the head to a close range in a theater, and I think his killer went and fled and hid in like a some kind of, what was it, a storage unit or some warehouse,
Uh-huh.
And and obviously he was shot at a theater, right? Mm-hmm. But Kennedy was shot in was shot obviously in like
In a car.
but what's his name? What the heck is it? Well, his shooter went and hid in a theater, but Lincoln's killer went and shot was like in a warehouse, which was kind of where the shot was. It was like a warehouse / school book. It's like
that's where he posted up and shot.
Yeah,
Kennedy
supposedly, yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't even know that.
And then so then Kennedy was elected president in I think 1860. Jeff
1960.
1860.
Kennedy?
No, not Kennedy. Lincoln.
You said Kennedy.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So Kennedy was 1960. Lincoln. I meant Lincoln.
Yeah,
sorry.
Lincoln.
Lincoln was 1860.
Yeah. Kennedy was in the 40s, right?
What do you mean?
His presidential term, his run.
No, in the 60s.
Was it 60s?
Yeah, he was elected in 1960
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, sorry. History.
Nah, yeah. No, it's yeah. I was like 40. That's no president reigns for 20 years.
From 40s to the 60s. Who was the president in the 40s?
No, it wasn't Kennedy.
It was somebody.
Because I mean, remember presidents can only have 4-year terms, max 8.
That's true.
So that's 20 years. So that would have to be how many presidents? Let's say 2, at least 2.
At the very least.
At the very least, 2.
That's if granted if they both got 2 terms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So my thing is like, why do you think Kennedy, if he was assassinated, like, well, obviously not if. Why do you think he was assassinated?
Kennedy?
Yeah. Because I know he had to do a lot of like during that time was what Martin Luther King was trying to get the rights for.
This is this, bro.
You know,
anytime you have like a white guy that's like advocating, especially at that time, when it's like heightened like civil rights movement. We're talking about the 60s.
Yeah, civil rights, exactly.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's like important that we know like today as like the leaders of the civil rights movement, and that was like the toughest time for everybody really in the United States, especially black people, because you know, like all the things that we get to enjoy, all the rights and freedoms that we get to enjoy now,
right?
That's what everybody back then was fighting and dying for back then. You know what I'm saying? Really, people really lost their life, you know, right there. So I would say
prison too, you know.
Oh, they went to prison, bro. There's just so much crazy shit that happened to people back then. Just trying to have, you know, basic human qualities, you know, in a country where like you're not respected. So I think he was advocating and pushing for that. And obviously, like, nobody wants to hear that shit. And like, if I'm a white man in America, I'm like, fuck this guy. I don't want, you know, we don't want these people to have rights. Like, what the hell? Why is he trying to? Because if, you know, let's say if they make it a presidential order where like you must like, you know, respect these people and treat them like human beings, like. You coming from a way of life?
I think people still won't do it though, because
people still won't do it. But I'm saying like,
because how will you enforce it?
Yeah, obviously you're not gonna go to like, you know,
extremes.
Yeah, you're not gonna go to extreme levels and try to enforce it. But I'm just saying like, the point I'm trying to make is like JFK was, I guess, more so on the black people's side.
Yeah. And so was Martin. Lincoln.
Lincoln, exactly.
Yeah.
I would say that. Well,
so
I'm
gonna get to that. I want to get that compared.
I'm gonna get to Lincoln in a minute because he really wasn't on black people's side. But
you don't think so?
Nah.
Do you think he was?
Okay, I'm gonna make it make sense. All right, but yeah. So with the whole JF Kennedy thing is like he was for black people, I guess, for their movement and for their rights and stuff. And obviously, white civilians were already fighting black people for even trying to have rights. Like, you know, MLK and all the other freedom civil rights leaders, they all went through hell. You know, with just civilians, not even like government officials or other like public, you know, important public figures. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make it make sense and for people to have rights. So mix that with a whole bunch of like animosity for, you know, him being like America's favorite person, because JFK was one of America's favorite presidents.
Yes, like he was
like most beautiful person or some shit. Like,
he wasn't the most beautiful person, but I think he had the country's popularity. He was like at least popular. You know how like how now I think Biden has like 20% popularity percentage. I think Kennedy was in his 60, 60 percentiles.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like he was.
Like, everybody was.
Yeah, they loved that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody he was everybody's favorite president. Like pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he made a few front covers of magazines.
Yeah. He was like famous. He was a very famous president.
And apparently he's like really attractive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For his age,
for his time.
Yeah, for his time, like he was really one of like America's most attractive men at the time, I guess, or some shit.
Or president.
Or president, at least. So, bro, when you're like anybody's favorite anything, you have haters.
Yeah.
Mix that in with a whole bunch of like, I love black people, I'm just gonna try to help them out. Come on, you know somebody's gonna try to take you out.
Yeah.
So I feel
especially back then, right?
Especially back then, like it was so easy to kill a president back then.
But do you think was it more the race thing, or was it like was it racism, or was it like something else that was like behind the scenes that maybe we don't know about, that like the elites were like,
well, let's start right.
Man, we can't let this guy continue because he's gonna change their way of life in a way, you know?
I would start by saying, first of all, when it comes to politics and government officials, there's always some secrets. There's always smoke behind the mirrors, you know. There's always something.
There's always a puppet behind the puppeteer behind the, you know, just pulling the strings and saying
behind
like,
the show.
Hey,
there's always somebody pulling the strings. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, if you don't know anything about like politics and how presidency works and stuff, like the president isn't just a dictator that gets to just make laws and just say what he wants to do. Like, it has to go through other people. So the motherfuckers that are really hold the power, like Congress, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. So unless you make like a very, very like specific, I guess, or emergency presidential order,
or like an executive order.
An executive order, that's what they call it. You really don't, as a president, have the power to just, you know, make any law and make any bill and pass anything anyhow, because it has to go through. There's a whole system, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a whole system in place just to make sure everything's fair and everything's like kosher, right?
Well, the one not
system
one
of checks and balances.
Yeah, checks and balances. And that one branch can't have more power to do that. Like, it checks itself out. Like, if you want to take over, like, well, this one can overrule you, and same thing, vice versa.
Yeah, just to keep everything, I guess,
as fair as possible.
Because at the end of the day, we do live in a democracy, right? So
supposedly.
Yeah,
democracy.
Supposedly, but that's the whole point of it. So a system of checks and balances just to make sure everything's everything. Now,
I think it's changed though. I think democracy from the time that Kennedy was president to now has completely changed. Like if he was president right now and the things and laws that we have now, he would be like, well, what does America come to?
Nah, because
you know what I mean?
No, for sure, dude. We gotta think about this, bro. Life 40, 60 years ago, is completely like, that's why a lot of like old heads and boomers, they look at this new generation like, what the fuck are these retarded ass kids doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're like, what is America coming to? Like, this is who we let run the country now? Like these people?
Yeah.
Because look at it. You see what's going on. It's funny. My friends, before I pulled up, they literally had sent me a documentary of the Matt Walsh, What is a Woman clip. With that,
like What is a Woman?
Yeah, What is a Woman clip with the lady with the blue hair, the one that's the one that works with the children.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The one that's like smiling that looks like a psycho.
Smiling, that her, and he was like, "Bro, have you seen this shit?" And I was like, "I told you to watch this shit like months ago. This is why." Shit like that. Now imagine
they're
JFK,
just seeing it.
They're just now seeing this shit, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna not start agreeing with me because before
they agree with it.
No, they agree with me about how I feel about that shit because before and this is outside of them seeing the whole documentary.
Yeah. They were just seeing clips.
They were just seeing clips and they were just hearing me talk about my opinion on what it was, and they're like, bro, like how they were like kind of challenging my ideologies and my opinion, like why could you feel like this or that. I'm like, bro, if you've seen the shit that I've seen, if you know the shit that I know, then you would too, bro. Unless you're just a weirdo like them, bro.
Yeah.
So now they're like, bro, this is fucking weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's really sick.
And then the
Balenciaga thing, and that all ties into each other.
It does, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All that shit ties right into each other. Like you're advocating. I know we're getting a little off topic, but bro.
No, it's still kind of in topic because it's. Oh yeah, kind of.
But my point is this, bro. Imagine if JFK and people from that presidential era were living now. And maybe they weren't super old and dusty, but they were like in their prime, like back then. Like,
but with the same beliefs.
With the same beliefs, bro. I'm talking about night and day difference, bro. America's totally
just think about this. Just think about what if Martin Luther King, was, if he somehow, if any of y'all are anime nerds, do the like in Naruto, the resurrection, the jutsu where they come back to life, the reanimation. Imagine if he came back to life right now and saw what people complain about right now. It's like, bro, we got everything that he wanted. Like y'all are free to vote. They're free to you are free to pursue anything you want. You can become whatever you want to become as long as you work hard towards it and just every day keep striving for it.
Grind for it. Put some prayer behind that grind, and you'll get that shit, bro. That's my whole ideology. You grind for something hard enough, you put some faith and belief behind that shit.
Well, okay, as a black man, right? Because I can't give my opinion because I'm not black and I can't say like I can wear your shoes because I can't. But what would you, in your opinion, what do you think if Martin Luther King came back? What would he say to the black community?
How would he react to basically how we're living right now? Our
yes, living? And like, cause in my opinion, I feel like there's a lot of victim mentality. Like, what's crazy? Y'all need to take care of me because I'm a victim.
The black people that exist today are not the same black people that existed like during that time.
What has changed?
I'll say that because if the black people during their time,
they're softer or harder, or what do you think?
Fucking softer.
Soft?
Way harder now. Well,
harder now or softer before?
And that's very very questionable or very that's gray. I can't just black and white that. You know what I'm saying? Because one could argue. Well, let me start by saying this.
Okay.
MLK, I feel like he'd feel a little bittersweet about what's going on right now because he would know that, bro, everything I fought for, everything I worked towards, we're literally living in it right now. Like black people are as free as we've ever been in this country now. Than yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, when I say yesterday, I mean, obviously
during this time. Yeah.
During the past. So, black people and women are the freest we've ever been. Especially in any country now than we've ever been in any country. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel like they would be proud. Like Malcolm X would be proud. They'd be proud. But obviously, those guys aren't stupid. They know that there's still some systematic, racism, some systematic like prejudice. There's always something like in place to like keep a black man down some way somehow.
Yeah.
Like where you go get your house of praise as a black couple, they'll take you $350. Take that same house and give it to a white person. Give it to your white friends, your white married couple friends, and like have them go get it, and they'll appraise that shit for $500. You'll get that shit $500,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like where'd our $150 go? It's like, well, if you were white, you'd be worthy of that $150. But
you think so? You think that happens?
No, that happens. You can look it up online. I swear to God, that happens very, very often.
See, like I said, I can't attest to that just because. I mean, even though I'm not white,
I have friends that are fucking
say,
real estate agents.
Yeah,
and they'll take that shit all day long. Yeah, your wife's a real estate agent. Like I have black real estate friends as well, and they'll tell you that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to
they can do that. So you don't think they could sue? Like, for example, if somebody, well, yeah, because let's say a couple. Let's say you have a girl and you're married. Let's say assume. And then you go and get it appraised for $300, but then you're doing like a social experiment, and then just to see if the company is racist, I guess. And then you get a white couple and you do that. For example, Zach and his girl. And let's say they appraise it at $500. I think there's a really big case to be made to be like, hey, that's prejudice. You they should be sued. I don't think a company like that should even be in
business at all.
Yeah, man, it should be fair. Like if you can't tie value of a house to the person that's buying the house.
It doesn't.
Like, dude, it doesn't make sense. Like, come on, what's the value? The house is a house. It doesn't matter who lives in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. As long as the house is worth what
what is actually worth. But see, what's funny about like appraisers and all that, it's or just anything, right? It's like people make it like the people set the value. For example, let's say we have two identical microphones, right?
Okay.
But let's say this one was owned by a famous Michael Jackson. Let's say Michael Jackson sang out of this one, right? So just because Michael Jackson sang out of this one is the exact same, right? It works the same, but this one has more value because of a person.
Somebody important has used it before.
Right. Yeah. So, but who sets that price? Like, I could even exchange it and say that one was Michael Jackson. Yeah. And then that one would increase. So, really, it isn't the product, right? It's somebody's opinion and, like, mental is like, oh yeah, that's worth that.
That's the same thing that you can really argue that same point about money though.
Money's fake, bro. It don't
Exactly.
It's not real.
If I have a stack, I don't even have any cash on me. I wish I did. If I have a stack of cash right now, and let's say I have a stack of 20s, 520s, what is that, $100, right?
Yeah.
That same $100, if I'm in the wilderness, and I was stranded in the wilderness, and then I have it's worthless. I can't buy my way out of the fire. Nah. If I present that shit to the bear that probably discovered me and is about to eat my ass, like, he doesn't give a shit about that $20 bill. He's hungry for me. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything. I can't buy my way out of it.
And maybe you're hungry for him, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my point. Is like, I could take that 20 and fucking make a fire, burn that shit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I don't know, some way, somehow forge a weapon in the wilderness and, you know, kill the bear and cook with that fire that I made with that from 20. Money. You know what I'm saying? That money is worthless. So we're the people that gave, like you said, things the value that they hold. Like, money, like you said, is fake. So everybody just denounces the dollar today and says, I can't do nothing with this piece of paper, and I need actual, like back in the day, like on the Silk Road, where they actually traded real goods and services for other things, for other goods and services, in exchange for other goods and services. Like, you know, I'll trade you my microphone for your watch. You know what I'm saying? That's how shit works back then.
And then be like, nah, this was more value.
It's worth more value. Okay, I'll give you my microphone and the ring on my the rings on my hands for that watch. You know, okay, that sounds more like a deal. I'll work with that. Yeah. That's how shit works. And I feel like eventually, shit's gonna come back down to that.
It is, right? Well, I don't know if you heard that China and Russia and I think Brazil, they're trying to, and the Middle East, I think Saudi Arabia, they just passed like a treaty between each other where they're going to go back to like gold being the standard, like money being backed by gold.
See, because
so right now our currency, the U.S. currency is backed by debt. So the more debt you have, the better it is for the economy. That's why they can print trillions of dollars.
That actually makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because before, when we were backed by gold, you couldn't print more money because there's only so much gold. How much do you have gold on the for example, in the bank, right? Let's say you had $100 million worth of gold. But that's all the money that could be in circulation, just 100 million.
100 ounces, yeah.
Now they can just be like, oh, we'll just print more money and just put it. We'll pay it later. Like so, that's how they can print. That's how they printed. I think like $5 trillion in the past. When the pandemic happened, yeah, I think they printed like $4 trillion. That's ridiculous. And then, well, I don't get, and I know it's getting a little off topic, but this is just where the conversation is leading us. Is why the heck? Like, how are we not in a recession? Why don't they say we're in a recession? Because, like, we're in one. I don't care what they, what they tell you on TV.
If you're a working man in America, you know we're in a recession.
Yeah, you feel it, bro. You feel it in the grocery store. You feel it when you're filling up your car.
Paying anything.
You feel, anything, man. Like, everything is stupid expensive. If you want to go out traveling, bro, it's expensive.
Plane tickets are super cheap. I mean, it's super expensive now.
I was about to say, damn, super cheap. Where you buying?
No. I meant to say expensive because I was trying to catch a flight to Florida, bro.
Okay.
Like,
what you trying to do in Florida, bro?
I'm trying to get this car.
Oh, you trying to get a car? Yeah. What you getting, bro?
We'll talk about that later.
Well, let's talk about it. You got two
cars. That's really nice. It's a
Chaser?
No, it's an IS.
Okay.
But it's a 1JZ IS. I built.
Okay.
1JZ IS.
Drift or just drag or?
There are some like.
What do you want it for?
Me, honestly, I've never been like wanted specifically just a drift car. I want a car like just streetable, but like I can also have fun with like drift.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Kind of like your car, 240.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to take your shit to the track right now, you can like slide that thing all day long. So yeah, he has some like, I guess suspension components, so I could drift. I mean, you could drift an IS stock, bro.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Probably might want to lower it and put some sway bars on there just so you don't have much to buy.
And more angle.
Yeah,
more angle kit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's built 1JZ IS.
Okay.
So I was trying to go catch a flight to Florida. Flights are expensive,
and
bro.
then you're gonna drive it back if you do get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive it back.
Cool.
Drive it back.
Hey, that's awesome. I look forward to seeing it,
bro. Hopefully it falls through, man.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
But
anyways,
back to the topic at hand.
What the hell was I saying?
My bad, bro. I'm completely distracted.
I don't even remember what I was talking about. But anyway, let me talk about. Well, that's what we're talking about. Money. So, You print out 500. We said
Trillion.
$5 trillion. Now imagine how. All right, so because I think a lot of people misunderstand or misconstrue the definition of something that's, defined as valuable. Because something is only as valuable as you make it, like you said, right?
Yeah.
So if I have, let's say, this ring on my finger, if I'm the only one that possesses this ring, and the company that made this ring only made 20 of them, and I'm one of the owners, that's rare.
Yeah,
it's like Pokemon cards. Fuck this ring. Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
You only have rare Pokemon cards because there's not a lot of them because they're hard to find.
Or any card.
Or any card.
It could be baseball, basketball,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. They're only as valuable. Like, you see Pokemon cards go for like 60,000 or 100,000.
If you think about it, it goes with everything too, because they do that with cars too. Like, for example, a lot of people are like always wonder why do supercars keep their value? Because they don't come out with a new model every year. Nah. They wait like 10 years. They still make the exact, like for example, if you get a Lamborghini Huracan Performante, they've only made that cars like for, let's say, I'm giving an example. Let's say they started that car in 2010, and they'll run that exact same car all the way till and they'll make like 1,000 of them. But during that time, they made 1,000 from 2010 to 2020. What's that value gonna do? It's gonna stay pretty good because they're not popping out new ones every single year.
There's not an assembly line.
Yeah, it's not new models every single year being like, oh.
Like a Toyota Corolla, there's gonna be 1 million or 10 million Toyota Corollas.
Oh, exactly, and they always come with the plaque too. Like if you get a special edition, one of 10, one of 200.
Rare. It holds value. But if you printing out just $5 trillion, like there's some trillion. You know how much 1 trillion is? We're talking about 5 of these motherfucking trillion. Like 1 trillion with a T.
And where did all that money go?
And where did all that money go? We're talking about we're sending money to Ukraine here for this.
Bro, we spent
like, nigga,
we spent billions on Ukraine.
I saw the saddest thing the other day, bro. I was coming home from, I don't know where I was coming home from, and I was driving and I had to stop to get gas. And I know like this guy, he was obviously doped up. Came up to me, he was homeless. He was very evidently doped up, and he wanted some money out of me. I ain't had no cash. I literally had just used my card to pump gas. I would have got him some cash, but ATM there. That whole area looks sketchy as fuck. But I needed gas, so you know what I'm saying. Whatever. I stopped, and I didn't have any cash. Usually I give money to people, especially like homeless people, when they need it, because I just. I wouldn't want to. I'm a good Samaritan. I wouldn't want to be in that position myself. And if I was, I want somebody to help me out. You know what I'm saying? At least just to get some food for the night, whatever the fuck. But when I said no to him because I didn't have anything, I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I ain't got it, bro. Like, whatever. He was like, whatever. Doped up, walks away. But dude, the saddest thing is like happened next. Like he literally went to the trash can, like the next pump, digging, found like a McDonald's bag, I guess. I was rummaging through that shit and like picked some fries out. And he found a soda can like on the floor and then he's like drinking. I'm like, bro, this nigga's desperate.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself like, and you know what's crazy? This is the craziest shit, and I swear I'm not making this shit up. Literally, a fucking Rolls Royce pulls up to the last pump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I was, and I'm like, this is like this is like the double standard of life, I guess. Like, there's literally this person who's desperate for food.
Yeah.
And here you go. I'm like, I guess middle class, and then you have like the high class thing pulls up in a Rolls Royce Ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pulls up in a Phantom, bro. Like, and that was clean, like white Phantom. And I'm like, where you have somebody pulling up in like a $500,000
But you can't blame the guy.
I'm not blaming. I'm just saying, like,
this
why are we printing out
$5
trillion and there's motherfuckers like this on the street? And I understand he might have a drug problem, but I don't care. You can help that motherfucker. A lot of people are the way they are because they don't have no hope. Like, nobody believes in them. Nobody, everybody's writing them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, fuck that dope head. He's just gonna spend money on dope. I give money to you, even if I know you probably gonna spend money on your dope, because I know that. Let's say you do spend the money I give you on dope. You'll probably, but before you spend money on dope, you're probably gonna buy a burger at least, and then go spend the rest on dope or something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
At least I know I helped you. I tried to,
Oh, you tried. You did your best.
My intention,
whatever they do with that.
My intention was for you to like help yourself out, not go get some more whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Not to hurt yourself.
Yeah, not to hurt yourself. So I'm just thinking to myself like, that came to mind. I was like, bro, America has all this money in debt. You know that we're in debt to other countries, in debt to ourselves,
in debt to ourselves.
You know what I'm saying, to everybody, everywhere. I've never seen homeless people. Like, I grew up in, like, you know, rough areas coming up or whatever, but for me to actually see somebody like digging, bro, that motherfucker was rummaging through that trash.
Like he was actually hungry.
You can tell like he was like, bro, I just need something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was very doped up, bro. Like, I could tell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you obviously had some type of money to get whatever you smoking or whatever you just took to get you high like this. But like, you're fucked up right now. You need help. Like, I want to help people like that because I know that if they have like a good program for people, like, you've been to Skid Row before, you'll see a whole bunch of homeless motherfuckers, bro, a whole bunch of like crackheads or just like people that are doped up on whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, a lot of these people are like this, like I said, because they don't have any hope, they don't have no help. And here we are, like, giving billions and trillions to countries
to fight a war.
That's not even our war, just for us to get involved and become a part of that war, and then need more money to fund that.
See, the thing is too is like, what are we getting? What are we benefiting from that war?
That's my point. I'm like,
so there has to be a deal, right? Like, I'm not giving you shit. Like,
they're providing them supplies.
Not trying to be mean or nothing, but like, you don't give any. Like, for example, I'm not gonna give you $1 billion and be like, oh, Abdul, no strings attached.
There's always,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Like, I'm not giving you this money for nothing. Yeah.
When money's involved, when there's a dollar incentive, bro, there's always a string attached, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that from anybody, bro. Like,
yeah, there's the sponsorships, like, hey, like, you know, represent my brand. There's like, hey, if I do this, you're gonna do me this favor, or you owe me a favor for,
and
you know, when something comes up.
If you speak outside of the terms of that deal or contract, either they retract that money back, we're gonna cut you loose,
pay them back,
or you pay them back, or they can. You just, you know, there's consequences.
Or you go, we're gonna hit up that next topic. You end up disappearing in one of these national parks.
Hey, you ever hear about these crypto billionaires that's been disappearing?
Oh, dude, yes. Oh, did you see that? What's that guy?
3 in the last week have just disappeared out of thin air.
Yeah.
Died.
Well, and they're all from Russia. But, well, you know why, right?
I don't.
So I'm explaining to you.
That's really
right now in Russia. As far as I know, I could be wrong. Fact checkers, write down in the comment below if I'm wrong. But from what I've heard is that they have froze your assets, and this is one thing that I want to talk about too. That I'm at
in Russia.
So like, if you're a billionaire, your billions are no longer your billions; they're country's billions. They're using your
personal account.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So this is what scares me, right? And I'll get back to my topic, or we'll get back to the thing. But when it comes to banking, right? So right now, we were saying money is fake. What is money? Money right now, if you go look at your accounts, it's just numbers, right? You look at your bank account, whoever you bank with, you just see a number, whatever it is, whether it's high or low, right? What if one day, right, you go into that app and you open it and that motherfucker says 0?
And you're used to having.
Let's say you had a surplus of $1 million, right? Let's pretend. Let's just play. You have $1 million in your bank account, wherever you bank with, and then out of nowhere, it goes to 0. And you call your bank like, hey, what happened? Oh, well, we don't know. We don't know what happened to it. We don't know, or now you're broke. There's nothing you can do. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Right now, every single person that got canceled, like, let's say Andrew Tate. And I don't know, like, what, and I don't want to ever find out what actually happens to that money. But it's like, what does happen to that money? Do you get it back? Is there insurance? Because I know banks only insured up to 100,000.
You're not getting that shit back. If a country seizes your money, like
Russia, that's what I'm saying. So then it's all an illusion. Right? Like, at any time right now, the government can just say, okay, everybody's money is my money. We need to pay this debt.
That wouldn't fly in America.
You have what?
You would. That's oh my god, that would not fly.
But so it wouldn't fly. But what I'm saying is they have the power to do that.
Bro, niggas would turn the government upside down, bro. You think January 6th happened, bro? Niggas would turn that shit upside down, bro.
I get that, but okay, it's all digital in a way. Like, if let's say the banks are like, oh, we had an error. And you know how the Monopoly, bank error, you get $200. Bank error, you lost all your money. and there is like their system crashed or something happened.
Yeah.
To where their systems show that you don't even have a bank, you don't even have an account with them.
Hmm.
So then what do? Like, who do you go to? Like, you can't prove that you ever had any money. Even if you have a screenshots, we're like, okay, well, that was then. I don't know what happened now.
Yeah.
So what happens? What do? That scares me, bro. That scares me. Like, to just think, I sometimes think, like, I don't know, it popped up to my head recently. It's like, man, at any moment in time, because you don't have the power. It's not like you have the money in your, like, safe, your personal safe, that you can just go, oh, no, I have cash, bro. I go into my thing. No, everybody uses a credit card or debit card now.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they've transitioned you into a digital money. So at any time, like in a way, so they can control you in a way. Like, hey, if you don't do this, they can freeze your assets, bro. If you said something wrong that they didn't like, they freeze your assets. That's the same thing as you not having an account. Like, if they're like, you're never gonna, because you can't take it out.
It's frozen. But
and frozen
the freeze is temporary, though.
Is it? For how temporary, bro? For a year? 2 years? Who decides to unfreeze it?
I mean, that's true.
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
That is fucked up. And it's like, what's crazy? The worst thing about it is like, whoever is doing the freezing, it's like, you had no business with how that money even got into that account. Yeah. I'm the one who put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And made that money even exist.
As long as you did it legally, obviously.
Well, obviously, I'm saying, I'm the one that put the work in and, made sure that money got there. Yeah. All you did was give me a place to keep it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And which they benefit from it because they can.
And you benefit from it because you take from it to give out to, loan out to other people and so on and so forth. Interest rates, all that, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's all you do. You know what I'm saying? If that wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to do any of that with my money. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you need my ass to actually run your business the right way.
Going back to the crypto billionaires that are disappearing, Russia can't do that with Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is its own currency in a way where it's decentralized. So they can move around the country freely and they don't want that.
That's why they're wiping these guys out.
That's why they're wiping them out. That and then what was that that billionaire that company that went from 40 billion to like zero? What's that guy's name? He looked weird, bro. Like a lot of like millionaires interviewed him. Like he was like in shorts and it's like right now how I in a t-shirt.
He's from America?
An NFT? Is it NFT? No, he was from America, but he was doing his business outside of America because everything that he was doing was illegal. Man, I forgot his name. Well, anyways, if you know his name, comment down below.
I don't know this guy.
Yeah, he had like a really big company, a big old crypto company. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people right now are getting out of crypto, just because him,
I don't even do crypto
he like
anymore,
I know crypto has like
even NFTs.
NFT.
Oh god, those are terrible. Bro, there's celebrities that paid like billions, bro, and their shit was booming a year ago. Like they bought an 8 for like 60 bands, and it went up to like 1.3 M's.
I think it'll go back up.
Right back down to like 100 bands. That's sick. Sick.
I think it'll go back up eventually.
Eventually, yes.
But it's just you're just gonna have to suck.
But
stay in the loss for now.
You have to understand that all these things, when they happened, yes, crypto's been around, Bitcoin's been around for several years, but NFTs,
they're just fresh. Yeah,
that's fresh. Yeah. So people, everybody knows this. If you make fast money, it's called fast money for a reason. You'll make it fast, and it'll go really, just as quick. So with NFTs, it literally was like a wave that swept across.
It was a pump and dump.
And there you go, a fat ass pump and dump.
So all the people, pump and dump. See, but I feel like some people knew. I feel like the celebrities knew when to get out.
They're still, bro. A lot of those guys are still like some celebrities like have lost a lot of money because maybe they weren't tapped in.
But they have the margins to lose. Like for example, if you're making 100 million, right? And you're like, okay, I have a margin of 10 million, or let's say even 20 million.
But who wants to lose? Even if you have a margin.
Nobody wants to lose. But there's a level of comfortness of like, I can lose. I'm comfortable losing 20
I can afford to lose.
Yeah. Right. Versus when you're broke and you're like, bro, I don't have you see this person like promoting this NFT, or like, oh man, you put all your money into that because you're not educated, right? So then you have no margins of loss. You're like, dude, I can't lose it. And when you lose it, bro, it's devastating.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're like, damn, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I should have done it. Like, fuck.
A lot of people didn't see that shit coming, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see NFTs dipping.
It'll go back up.
Yeah, I think it will eventually, but I didn't see NFTs dipping this fast. But hey, like you said, it will.
But it's fake. It was fake. Like, for example, like the whole thing with the virtual real estate thing.
That shit was even booming. Bro.
I know. Well, it was booming. Why? Because like all these celebrities, like Snoop Dogg, was like, "Hey, come live, be my neighbor." You know, I think he bought like virtual land that was like
real estate.
$1 million or something crazy. And it's like, dude, just think about this, right?
A lot of kids made a lot of money though.
Oh yeah, like if you I'm
talking about children, like
yeah,
teenagers, my nigga.
Well, because it's all, think about it like this. It's like the printing of money, right? It's not real, so you can always add more land. You're like, oh, well, we made this world. Well, okay, we can make another world. We sell you more land. Oh, we can make another world. It's not like our planet where there's actually only a certain amount.
Physical amount of land.
Physical, right? It's all virtual. It's all fake. Yeah. It's like a painting. Oh, it's only one painting. Well, you can always fucking copy that painting, and oh, now there's 2, 3, 4, and oh fuck, now there's 1,000. And now my fucking NFT that I fucking bought
is worth like $15 instead of $1 million or whatever it costs.
Yeah, that you originally bought it from. Yeah. So that when it comes to like virtual worlds and virtual all that currency, it's, to me, I'm not that educated about it. So it's like, to me, it's kind of like, I don't know, man. It's iffy because I feel like people can always create more because it's not tangible. Supposedly Bitcoin, they can't make any more because,
You can mine Bitcoin.
You can mine, but there's only a set amount. Like whoever created Bitcoin, I forgot his name. It's some Japanese name, but he's not even Japanese. Shakamu. I don't know. Anyways, I think he only made a certain amount, and then from there you mine it. But see, that's the thing that like I don't even understand. Like, what is it? Where is it? I don't know. It's beyond me.
Yeah, it's
at the moment.
There's a lot. If we get into NFTs, that's what this whole video gonna be about. Because there's a lot that goes into this shit.
Well, it's just, to me, I wish I had somebody that would like really go and explain it, because I don't understand the mechanics of it. It's like you're mining what? You're mining space, like mining just. You're not in the earth actually physically. Like, oh look, here's a ruby. Fuck, you can see that. Yeah. You're just in a computer. What the fuck is a computer doing? Looking numbers, and then if it finds a certain code, that's a Bitcoin. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
I don't get it.
It's really kind of like weird if you don't really, or like not weird, but like just.
Or like it's like a programming. Like if you're not a programmer, you won't understand. I'm not a programmer. You're
I'm in school.
You're in school to be a programmer.
To code and program.
So yeah, but
yeah, bro. There's this guy named Brett Malinowski. He's actually another YouTuber. Shout out to Brett. And I think his channel's called the Brett Way or some shit. Okay. But that's an NFT /
like Bitcoin
crypto channel.
Crypto, there you go.
Whole bunch of like Bento Boy, all these guys. That's who I was really like using to help me and learn earlier last year when all that shit was booming. Yeah. And I made a couple $1,000 off like crypto and stuff. And NFTs was hard for me. I didn't really make so much money on NFTs because it's so hard. It got very competitive and very, very like.
You tried it?
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah. I almost got scammed really bad one day out of $300, and I'm glad it didn't fall through. Yeah, bro.
That's one thing.
That's another thing. It's so easy to get scammed, especially with NFTs.
Oh yeah. How do you know, bro? How do you know?
Like, when they mine shit, or when they mint, not mine. When they minting is when you can like go get the shit, and like when the actual NFT, I guess, owners, when they make it available to you, you can get the real actual NFT. But there's a lot of fakes, a lot of scammers.
But how do you know?
That's what I'm saying. You have to be in there. You have to be in specific Discord groups, and you have to be like locked in clubs and certain parts of groups.
That just seems very
private group. Yeah, it's very. It's so much to the point where it makes you not even motivated no more to like want to do it, because it's like, bro, each and every step I take, I gotta worry about being scammed. Like, can I just fucking do
what if this is a scam?
Yeah, what if this shit is a scam? Like, you have to be a part of this group, and at this time, you gotta be on your computer all day, bro. And me, like, I worked in 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be on my computer or my phone all day, like trying to make sure I'm not getting fucked over, trying to make sure I'm a part of this group, and I'm getting access to this and information, so I can actually mint at this price, put it on the market on OpenSea, and actually sell for a profit.
Yeah, because what you're doing you're buying it to sell. You're not buying it.
Nobody's keeping that shit. And if you are keeping it, you're sitting on it to eventually.
I feel like
sell.
some people do. Like, I know we got off topic about the disappearances, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
I know there was like a guy that was doing like a virtual NFT museum that you can like visit with like a VR headset, and I think eventually that will get, but I don't feel like I don't know. I think what would be a good business plan, a good. I don't know if anybody want to take it, but because I'm not a programmer, so I don't know how to do this. But if somebody, I feel like people would pay to have like virtual tours of like cities, like especially like during COVID and stuff like that.
And
I don't know. I had my VR headset for a while, but like I haven't. Where you actually walk the cities you choose, because a lot of them have it to where like a sim, to where okay, so like I guess the only way I think I can compare it to is like I play Assetto Corsa, and in Assetto Corsa they have these mods that you can literally get tracks or roads of a certain city. Like I have a lot of them from Japan. Like I can literally go to Akina. I don't know if you're in the initial D. You can go to Ebisu. You can go to Ebisu North, Ebisu West. You can do Usi Pass. You can do Akina Pass. Mount Akina. And these are actual real roads. Or you could do Akagi. You can do Mount Akagi. Shit. You can. I even have Pikes Peak. Like a lot of people are like, oh man, I want to. Like if you never in Colorado, yeah. If you so I have that. I have Road Atlanta. Like all these Formula One, like Long Beach.
Iconic tracks.
Man. Yeah, iconic tracks that they actually still use for competition today. You can go and drive them on the sim, and kind of obviously it's not gonna be the exact same because you're not feeling the G-forces and stuff, but you can actually see what it would feel like to actually drive a Formula One or not Formula One, sorry, Formula D car, or even just a regular car on these tracks. So that I think that would be a awesome thing to have like in VR, where you can like, if you've never been to like Rome, well, let's go tour the Colosseum, and it's like you can actually walk up and like go into the chambers and go into all these parts of it that they can build, because they could do like laser scans of it and get like exact replica of what it looks like, and you can do the virtual tour. And nowadays with like the Unreal Engine 5, and if they can get like some of these VR experiences, like I said, Assetto Corsa has one of the best graphics on VR, I think, in my opinion, where if you're driving, obviously the inside of the car looks pretty fake, but the outside, when you're looking at the landscape, some of these tracks look really, really good. Like they look almost real. And that VR is just in its initial stages. Like now that they're coming out with the Quest Pro, and as they evolve in the VR, progress of evolution that comes with, like, hopefully they'll come out with the Quest 3 that has better graphics, a better processor. Like for example, like if you think about just gaming in general, how Atari is compared to the Unreal Engine 5.
Oh yeah.
Dude, some of these games and Unreal Engine 5 games are literally, I think, scheduled to come out. Some of them are scheduled to come out next year. Where I was looking into some like future games that are coming up, bro. Even if you bought the brand new Modern Warfare 2, the new one, bro, the very first mission, if you do the campaign, which I think is the only one that actually looked like the Unreal Engine 5, bro, it looked real. Like when you're going through the canyon and go like the monito or the character looked a little fake, but the landscape, I was like, bro, is this like a movie? And like, you're literally.
Games are getting real though, you know that.
Yeah, dude. So the new one that I saw, the person looked real. It's like imagine if you stood up, right, and you're looking at yourself through a monitor. Like if you're looking at the camera, like right now, right? Yeah. Imagine this right here, and you can rotate yourself, but it's a game.
In third person, you mean?
Yeah. Like you're playing a game, right? The game, and you're like you're spinning yourself like with the controller, and but it looks exactly like what you see right here.
That's wild.
That's what it looked like on the game.
Like Inception or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's weird as fuck.
So that's the new Unreal Engine 5. Imagine the Unreal Engine 6. Whereas like I don't know if y'all never looked into the Unreal Engine 5, definitely look it up. It's crazy.
Probably smash a bad anime chick.
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, you can do. But
feel that shit.
I don't know. Maybe 6, maybe. I mean, maybe shit. There's like they had a movie about that where you can, what is it like? Transfer your consciousness. It was with like Bruce Willis.
Oh, that's
where you're like laying down in a.
It's like Avatar, pretty much.
Yeah, like Avatar, where you're laying down into like a machine, and then you transfer your consciousness into a robot, and they were like doing like even robots have like I forgot what the movie's called, but the robots still were doing drugs in a way. They were like shocking themselves, cause you can still have feeling, right? Like you have feeling with the robot, and if you died, you just go into another robot.
Yeah.
But it would be like in the form of you. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting movie. I don't know what's called. It's with Bruce Willis.
Eventually, I feel like the world's gonna come to this, like the Avatar, like a real life Avatar.
Do you think we'll be able to transfer our consciousness to Chappie? You seen Chappie? Where that game going into movies. So there's a scientist going and like trying to create.
Chappie?
Yeah, it's called Chappie.
No,
he's trying to create consciousness, and he finally gets consciousness of the computer and downloads the hard drive. And for some reason, I think they're gonna kill him or do something, which will go back into the disappearances. But anyways, they try to kill him, and then he transfers this consciousness into this robot. But it's like it literally goes to the faces of a human, where it's a baby and it's just learning, because it's like wakes up and it's like, well, what is this? Like he doesn't know words, he doesn't know, but he learns a lot faster because obviously he's a computer. And by the end of it, I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but by the end, you just gotta go watch it, because I ain't gonna say no more.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You say you're not gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
You're ruining this shit.
Exactly. So go watch it. It's actually a really good movie. But going back to those disappearances. What do you think happens? Do you think it's people that are living off the grid, that are living in these, right? That are living off the grid, that like people happen to run into, and those people are like, well, shit, you're not supposed to know I live here or that I'm here, so then they go missing in a way.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That could be a theory that I have. That is like, cause why did like in Yosemite National Park, what's it called, the Rocky National Park is huge. If you've ever been to the Rocky National Park, it's I highly recommend it. We were there.
Or maybe they got eaten by some shit.
I mean, they could have. I'll guarantee. Yeah, they probably could have. There's a lot of mountain lions, bears.
Dude, it's literally, we're talking about the wilderness here, man. Like,
yeah.
People could end up just getting killed by animals.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then again, it's like you would find like.
You'll find remains.
I was gonna say you'll find remains, like maybe a finger or like clothes or like.
Yeah, you'll find bones.
Items,
you'll find bones. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they whenever like they do go searching parties, when something like that does happen, they do find like, oh, we found the remains. See? Because they don't eat the entire. They're like they don't eat the entire thing. They eat most of it. They'll find the skeleton, or they'll find like, oh, this is what happened. It was eaten by. But there's some people that like completely go, like disappear. Like if they were never even on this planet.
Alien abductions, maybe.
And you never come back. I mean, usually when you
do
get
aliens
abducted,
give
you come
shit?
back. You know, I don't know. Supposedly they do, with little chips in your butt or something.
In your butts? What the fuck, dude?
I don't know,
bro. But I don't know.
I mean, I think that's what happens. Like where
you're right though. That could
people
definitely
that living off the grid, and they're like, hey, you're not supposed to know. And then
I mean, what are you gonna do? Imagine you're like, just hiking in a national park, and then you run into like some mercenary or like somebody who's like, bro, I've been living here. How the fuck did you find me? And they're like paranoid. And plus, obviously, they know.
Well, they know how to hunt.
They know how to hunt, and they know the wilderness better than anybody.
Oh yeah,
they've been living in there for years off the grid, like secretly. And I'm sure they're secretly working for whatever organization, or just living off the grid,
or maybe just themselves. You know?
Yeah, maybe just living off the grid, like just trying to just not be seen,
not be plugged into the matrix.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, here you come from, probably from a city or a town of people.
Yeah, just trying to enjoy life.
Yeah, trying to enjoy life, but you're a potential threat to them because they don't know you. They don't know.
Because they know you're gonna tell somebody like, "Oh man, dude, I was around here and I ran into somebody, living out there," and they're gonna be like,
"Here come search parties. Here come cops. Here come." And you're probably, who knows, a criminal that's probably like been successfully hiding out in the park for years. Yeah. And here comes this guy that poses a threat. They probably make him disappear, bury him alive, or some other shit.
Or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they do.
I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. It's really wild. There's so many possibilities of things that can happen to you out here, especially if you're in the wilderness alone. You know what I'm saying? Get discovered by somebody who's been living there for years. So that's definitely some shit. I don't know, bro. It's a scary world out there, bro. You just gotta be careful. You gotta get your P's and Q's.
Yeah, and I don't know. Well, yeah, leave in the comment below. What do y'all think is happening like in these national parks?
I say aliens.
I say people that are living off the grid and they're just like, hey, leave me alone. And unfortunately, you discovered me, so now you gotta die.
He's like, I don't want to kill you.
Yeah, I don't want to kill you.
I have to.
Yeah,
But I gotta kill you.
Yeah. So changing up the topic a little bit, I know you were educating me a little bit more about the whole incident that happened with Russia and the trade that we had between. So we had two options, right?
Shout out to Biden.
A Marine that has given his life, not given his life because he's still alive, obviously, like that has pledged his life for our country, or this basketball player that has pretty much denounced the United States and says that it hates the United States. And
you called her it.
Oh, I called her it?
You called her it.
Oh, my bad. Well, sorry. The person.
Like, sorry, Brittany, we didn't mean it.
I didn't mean like that. Did I say it? My bad, bro.
You did say it.
This person, hey, bro, you gonna call me out like that? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No. So this person that has, denounced the United States says that they don't like it or don't want to be here and
playing overseas.
And actually does something illegal like taking drugs to another country and gets arrested for it. Like, what do you think was gonna happen? And gets traded for this war criminal. No, how does that, like, check and balances? That doesn't add up.
It don't add up at all.
Like, you're trading gold for freaking copper.
I would say even less. I'm sorry.
Even less? Whatever's less than copper.
And I'm not saying that Brittany Griner's like a worthless piece of shit or anything. No. I'm just saying, like, the trade-off was very, very, very ridiculous. I mean, if you don't even have to be a smart person to see that was a shit trade-off. Like they definitely got
terrorists or something.
Definitely got one up on us, bro. And I know they don't respect us for that shit. We look like hoes right now.
Bro, they've never respected Biden, and he keeps giving them reasons not to respect them.
That's what I'm saying,
bro. Like, what are you doing?
America looks like a joke.
You left Afghanistan and left billions of dollars worth of equipment. Right,
that happened for sure.
That happened. It's like, who leaves there? Who takes out their freaking army first and be like, oh, hey, dude? It's like, you going to. How can I explain this? Because this is so dumb. I can't even explain it, bro. Like, you literally went somewhere and left your tablet, your phone, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna leave, and then I'm like, oh wait, wasn't I supposed to take that? Yes.
You think they finna get that shit back?
No.
Fuck no, they're gonna use it.
Or if you're gonna leave it there, destroy it. No. Like, if it's like, oh, it costs too much to bring it over here, destroy it.
I think that was a very, 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 very stupid trade to make. Very dumb decision. I mean, if you wanted that woman that bad, back so much. I don't know if I said that wrong, but it sounded wrong. Whatever. If you wanted that woman back that bad,
yeah, there you go.
There we go. That bad, then there's other ways, to go about doing that. You don't have to give up a fucking very, very notorious, well-known war criminal for somebody Like, who? I want to know the nigga who even proposed that trade. Who? How did that? Who even? Whose idea was that? They need to be slapped.
How would you even consider it? It'd be like, wait a minute, you want me to give this guy that trades millions of dollars of weapons
for a ball player that deliberately has denounced the United States? And I don't even give a fuck about her denouncing the United States. That's her business, her opinion.
Yeah, that's her opinion.
I don't care.
That's her right to do that.
Yeah, that's her right. Yeah, sure. I don't even give a fuck about
freedom
how
of
she feels.
speech.
Exactly. I don't care about how you feel about the country or whatever, like, because it is what it is. Your opinion at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, you go to somebody else's country and you do some shit, you know, that is obviously illegal.
That would be even illegal here in the
United States. That would be illegal
States.
here because, like, if you get caught with wax, I mean, I'm sure some states don't care as much because it's illegal. But if you get caught with wax in the United States, I mean, in Texas, right? Bro, like, they treat that like a Class A drug. It might as well be heroin or fentanyl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It might as well be fentanyl. That's how they're gonna treat it, even though it's just weed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's because of the way it's, you know,
Classified.
It's classified. It's like it's a hard substance. It's wax, not just like regular flour or whatever. Bro, and you're going to a country like Russia and doing some shit like this, and you expect for them not to like take action amidst in the middle of a fucking war.
So this is what I think. I think it's all going with the agenda of, unfortunately, the LGBTQ community thing. There's like, well, we have this Marine.
Look at the lengths still goes through for a gay girl, bro.
Well, that's what yeah.
And I ain't got nothing against homos.
Right, we got nothing against.
I don't care.
Live your life. Do what you know. Do what you want to do.
No, but it's true. People literally they'll break their back for a homo, bro. Like niggas break their back. Like the government will go to any length to protect homos, and that's fine, whatever. But like, why can't everybody else get that same treatment? That same treatment. Like, you see what they're doing in California for homos, bro. Homosexuals are thriving in California.
Well, yeah, they've always been thriving, right?
Like, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like now they're getting like, I think they're getting some type of payout or some shit.
Oh,
for, like,
I did see that. Where they get, I think like what is it? $1,400.
Something like that. Damn near, it's like a stimulus check, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think it's like recurring. It's not like just one time.
Yeah.
It's monthly, I think. And you'll do that for homos. Have you been to Skid Row? It's fucked up. You'll do that for homos. These are people with money because the gay people run a lot. The gay people, they run the industry. They run the fashion industry. They run the entertainment industry. They run damn near every industry. If you're Jewish and gay or both or whatever, you run shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have homeless people. You have some black people. You have indigenous people. You have all types of people that need that are down below, down bad. I'm talking about struggling. And you don't give a fuck about doing anything for them, but as soon as a homo comes to you with a complaint, okay, let's make sure you never have to worry about anything again.
Well, but the thing is, like, bro, you had an option between them. Like, this trade should have got you both. That's my thing. Like, I don't care that that Biden was like, okay, bring her. Bro, this trade could have got you more than just her.
Oh, for sure.
Like, dude, you left a Marine. Like, come on, bro.
And you know what's crazy? It's funny how nobody
thinks. How did nobody be like, Biden, are you sure?
You know,
like, I'm trying to, like, it's like a test, bro. It's like,
I know somebody.
Choose this one, bro. Nah, I'm gonna go with this one.
I know somebody was there that
Wrong
probably
answer, bro.
was feeling against that decision, that wasn't in support of that decision. Because I don't care if I don't.
You think so?
Bro, fuck this shit, bro.
I think they probably thought it, but didn't say it because nowadays you can't say that, especially if you're in politics.
Why you can't?
You can't say stuff like that, bro. You can't
Why
be
you
like.
Can't?
Have you seen that? What happened to Andrew Tate? He didn't even say nothing about that. Have you seen anybody else, bro? Like, that's true. Bro,
it's freedom of speech.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? This whole once again the Balenciaga. I can't even say the name because I don't even care about that brand.
No, fuck them.
Bro, how late did Kim come out to saying that shit is wrong?
A week.
Bro, that should have been day one.
You wanna know why though?
Because they pay her.
Exactly.
That's my point. Who do you think pays these politicians? They're not gonna go like, oh well, fuck. If I say up, my paycheck is gonna hurt. Oh yeah, let me speak up. No, it's just like, okay, I don't think about it. I don't agree, but fuck it.
That's what's wrong with the way of the world. Everybody's always looking out for their own personal gain, their own personal financial gain.
I mean, and it makes sense because obviously you have a family, you gotta support.
No,
you
it
have
doesn't make sense. Because that's not the plan God had for us, bro. It doesn't make sense. That's very selfish. I understand what you mean.
I think I disagree.
I understand what you mean, but you have to understand what I'm saying, bro. Like, let's be honest, bro. Like, I think that's what everybody's so like overly consumed about their own personal, bro. Like, why do you think we're considered brothers and sisters? You know what I'm saying?
If we all come from the same.
If we want to take it back to like biblical times, retracing my steps back to biblical times.
Well, even scientifically,
meeting at the finish line. You know what I'm saying? Like for real though, that's real shit. Yeah. Like, if we really take shit back to the way we're supposed to be, like, we're all supposed to look out for each other. I understand you can't look out for everybody, bro, but like, I think we should make an effort to try and look out for each other.
I get what you're saying.
You agree, right?
I completely agree, but I don't feel like it's realistic.
It's not realistic, but it's like, dude, why is it always about mine, me? And that's why shit is never progressive for me.
You know why? Because ever since sin entered the world, have you ever read How to Win Friends and Influence People?
The what?
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You ever read that book?
I probably should go pick that up because I've never.
So that book pretty much the premise is, if you want to be a good communicator and you want to be where people view you as an awesome friend, awesome business partner, you win friends and how to influence. So now it's kind of also, it's a very powerful book. It could also be used for manipulation. People, all they care about, right, is themselves. I'll give you a perfect example. When you take a picture, who's the first person you look at?
Yourself.
Exactly. If it was, let me care about others, you would look at yourself last.
I see you saying. That's a damn good point. That's a really good point.
Every single person, you can do this experiment. Every single person, when they take a picture and it's a group setting, you look at yourself first, other people later. You want to know how you look. You don't give a fuck about other people. Yeah. If they look shitty, I don't care as long as I look good. When you have that mentality, you treat your everything the exact same. You treat your finances the same way. You treat your everything. Me first, y'all later. That's just how it is. That's just reality. That's the truth.
And I know when I say this shit, bro, like people gonna think to me, oh, it sounds good. It does sound good. It's way easier said than done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so this is where socialism thing that doesn't work, because they're like, oh, socialism, you're supposed to be for everybody. This business is supposed to support everybody. No, because everybody's looking out for themselves, whether you want to or not. Like when you look at socialism, right? There's still poor people. It's not like everybody's freaking rich. You go to Russia, go to freaking North Korea, go to China.
There's poor people everywhere.
There's poor people, bro. You should, and those people, and all those places, there's billionaires too, right? Why the hell aren't everybody rich? Why isn't everybody living the exact same? Because that's not realistic.
It's not.
It's not. I don't care how much they want to tell you that socialism works, that socialism is the best. No, bro, it's not. People that are on top stay on top because they rule, and they give you a falsity of like, oh yes, it's equal. We're all living the same way.
Or they're trying to sell you a dream, like, if you work hard as me, you can do this too one day, knowing that they have a whole bunch of like obstacles in preventing you from making it up to their level.
And who put those obstacles? Them. Because if
they want to stay in power.
Because if they don't have those obstacles, guess what? You're taking part of their cut. It's kind of like one of those things, like at work, like, oh well, I can't pay you for this because then it goes from my bonus.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You feel me? It's the exact same way. Just think about it as a bigger scale.
Yeah.
That's all it is, bro. Everything that you do on a smaller scale can go to bigger scales, and then the people on top control that. Yeah. And the delusion gets bigger and more diluted as the people are like, oh yeah, they just follow their sheeps. Yeah, they're like, oh bots. Yes, I'm helping, I'm doing this, and it's like, nah, bro. In reality, they're over here laughing like, look at these idiots.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what the world is right now. Like elites are just like with this whole gay movement, the whole like trend. And you know what's crazy? I know we keep on talking about like homos and stuff, but like you gotta understand, like that's probably been like the biggest agenda push in like the past 5 years.
Currently right now.
Like that's like the main thing.
And
mix that in with a little bit of pedophilia, like that's what's going on a lot right now.
But you know what's funny about that too is when we talk about this, right? When you talk about gays, when you talk about like just the LGBTQ community, right? When you think about that, you picture like it's a big crowd of people, and it's not, because that's what the media shows, right? The media shows it so much that in your mind you're already tricked that you're
He's
like
about to make a
everybody's
point.
gay.
He's about to make my point right now. Watch.
Everybody's gay, and when you look at it, it's like, bro, you have 100 people, maybe. Let's just say one person is gay. But out of 100.
Look how much pull they have, though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But why? Because the social media is telling you that one person is 99. And then you go talking to your friends, and you talk to your friends like, hey, man, what do you think about this? Oh, I don't agree with that. Oh, okay, well, fuck. From social media, it would seem that everybody agrees with this.
Exactly. And then when you don't have the same opinion as they do,
they shut you up.
You become vilified, and they shut you up. They become a bad person. And it's like such a small population of people. Like you said, let's say the United States. Let's for example, let's say the United States was compiled of just 500 people.
Yeah.
Of those 500, only 150 of those people are gay, right?
If that, I would say probably like 20.
Let's just say 20 people are gay, right?
Out of 500? 20.
Out of 500.
Because you're talking about millions.
Yeah, we're talking about millions. Yeah, exactly. Let's just say 20 of those people are gay. Out of 500 people total, right, in the United States. This is an example. Those 20 people, why is their influence so fucking powerful on the other 480 people that exist?
Dude, I don't know.
That's amazing.
That's the question.
It's amazing.
That's the question.
It's scary, but it's like, damn, like they got that much pull, and they're not even, they don't even make up 1%, not even, you know what I'm saying?
But the thing that to me that I don't understand is why, like I'm not saying why, why do they have rights? Everybody should have rights, right? Everybody should have rights to the pursuit of happiness, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like, oh, they shouldn't have rights. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Like, why are we going
but
so
what
hard?
I'm saying is, yeah, exactly. Why are we bending over backwards? Like they push for equality, right? Oh, I want to be treated the same as the heterosexual couples.
Yeah.
Now that they're being treated the same, now they're like, oh, you gave me your arm, I'm gonna take your whole body.
But you know what's crazy?
Because it's like, bro, they want more.
They want more. They want
it's
more.
Like, I want more.
And they're getting more.
Yeah.
It's not even that they want. They're getting more than just equal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's becoming almost like.
You know what it's becoming? It's almost becoming like the new movement, like how do I explain it? I don't whenever Martin Luther King times, whenever they're like, oh, we don't have the rights. What's that called?
Civil rights.
The civil rights. Yeah. It's becoming like the civil rights for them.
That's what I'm saying.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Because now, oh man, it's just crazy, bro.
Like I said,
I never thought.
We left a Marine that was willing to lose his life for this country.
And released a murderer.
For somebody, and release a murderer for somebody that says that they want nothing to do with this country.
And we only did that pretty much, just be honest, bro. If she wasn't gay, bro.
No, she would still be over there.
That woman would still be locked up, bro.
And I'm like I said, I'm not saying don't bring her back. Bring her back. She's a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, sure.
But bring both of them back. Come out with a plan. Formulate a plan where you get both.
You don't have to release a fucking war criminal to get her back. That's my point. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
And if you do, get both. That's all I'm saying. Get both.
Yeah, get both. Yeah, true. Get somebody who actually. Yeah, get somebody who actually is. Not to say she's not worthy, but who is actually like who get somebody who's eligible. Who's sacrificed.
You know?
Who's actually eligible for release based on his sacrifice and based off his history.
His prerequisites,
I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was just a shit deal. I wouldn't trade a Honda Civic for a fucking
Ferrari. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a perfect freaking.
Nobody would do that shit.
That's a perfect explanation, like example.
What the fuck are we talking about, bro? You just traded a fucking, and I ain't talking about no new Honda. I'm talking about a
98. That's the 98 Honda.
With a 300,000 miles for a brand new Rari off of the line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Off the lot. Like that's what we just did, bro. And it's very, very telling. Like, see how much pull like the homosexual community has, bro. Like they have a lot of pull. The same way if I get online and say, you know, to hell with all homos. I'd never feel like that. But I'm saying if I was advocating that online.
But now you're gonna be clipped.
You know, they gonna clip me up for sure. For sure. That's fine. Clip it up. But just make sure when you clip it up, you come back and watch the rest of it. For the people who aren't, you know, surface level thinkers. It's just like if I say some shit like that, bro, my whole shit can be wiped out. I could lose my damn job.
That's what I'm
even,
saying.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll find out where I live, the state, the city,
or future jobs. Not even your current job, your future job.
I'll never be hired again.
And
if I want to be a 9-to-5 worker.
The thing too is you're going into that industry too.
I'm going corporate, bro.
Well, not just corporate. You're going into like tech.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
Because you're going to become a programmer, right? Who are programmers? People are in tech. People are like Facebook, Twitter, freaking Google, and all the YouTube, all these people that need that. So now they're like, oh, you have a YouTube channel? Oh, cool. Let me check it out. Oh no, this guy's saying this kind of stuff.
I'll never get hired at Google. I'll never get hired at Microsoft. You
might get hired at Twitter now. Elon Musk, baby.
Maybe Elon.
Hey, speaking of, you know how when he first took over, my mouth is getting off spot. Ever since he took over Twitter, you know how when he said that freedom of speech thing?
Yeah.
You know how you were telling me that there was a real big spike of the N-word going on? Well, guess what that was? Guess what they found out that was? Whenever now you know how you have to verify, you have to pay the $8 a month.
Oh yeah, the verification account.
So because you can see it on the chart, and there's numbers, bro. Numbers don't lie. So when he bought it, right, it spiked up with negativity, because they track all that stuff, and then when they started verifying, it like dipped hard.
It plummeted.
You know why? They found out that all those people were saying that were bots. Bots that were triggered for what? To trigger people. Be like, oh, Elon Musk bought this company. Oh, look, it's going to shit. We shouldn't have freedom of speech because now it's going. Yeah, because now it's going to shit. They were all bots. I wouldn't say all. The majority.
You know what's crazy? And obviously,
because dude, honestly, people don't feel like that. Like if you go talk to the normal person and
I ain't gonna lie. A lot of motherfuckers feel like that. If you seen some TikTok videos, there's some TikTok videos, bro.
But that goes back to the thing, bro. At TikTok, I'm talking about you interacting with real life people because when you go, you can't use social media as real life basis, right? Because that goes back to that thing that I was saying, that the 1% of people seem like they're the 99% of people.
Yeah.
Because everything you see on social media is this.
It's pushing that.
And I feel like it's a programming, because if you program that makes it acceptable.
Of course.
That makes it okay. Like, oh, okay, well, everybody's doing it, so it's fine. It's fine for my kids to have a trans in their school, teaching them all about that stuff. It's fine for my 5-year-old to be learning that stuff. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, for sure. That ain't fine. that like school should be a place of learning, not
education,
not freaking like what's it
confusion
called? Or programming to like oh, you should believe this. No, you leave that to the parents. If you want to have kids, you go have your own kids and raise them however you want.
Exactly. Let parents do their job and be parents, and you stop trying to be somebody else's parent when you don't have any kids of your own. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what that is.
Shoot, you know what's funny? That women that have kids don't even let their stepfathers be parents. But you want the teachers to teach them the values and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I saw this TikTok on them. There was like a thing that I was explaining about that. It's like you won't even let your husband that's raising your kids, but because he's a stepfather, he can't discipline your kids.
Yeah, true. That's very. That's why I never, bro. And that's why I tell a lot of guys, bro. Like, don't get in a relationship with like a woman that already has kids.
Well, and that's why a lot of these women nowadays that do have kids, they're it's so much. I feel like they had a point where it was like a high, like they were getting, but now especially with like people with like Andrew Tate and stuff like that are like educating men how to be men.
They don't want that shit, bro.
They're like, you know what, you're right. Like something triggered in their mind. They're like, man, you're right. Or just seeing examples of like couples that do have like that cold.
Just come with baggage, bro. Like you don't want that.
Yeah, because you not only have the baggage of the kid, you have the baggage of the father, right? Because the father
if he's still alive,
gonna be a part of their life, whether you want it or not.
Bro, he's
the father.
I'm sorry, bro, but he has the rights to that woman.
Yeah, he has the rights
forever, for as long as he lives. I don't give a fuck if you're married to that woman.
Yeah.
That was his bitch first before it was yours. You know what I'm saying? And that kid is like all the proof you need to know that that's still his pussy, bro. I'm so sorry to say, bro, but I'm not sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. Like, you don't believe me? Go find out for yourself. Yeah. Go get in a committed relationship with a woman that has 2 kids. Not fuck 1, 2 kids. and has a baby daddy that's still alive and well.
And nowadays, there's 2 baby daddies.
And probably 2 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Go see how successful that relationship with that woman will be. You guys aren't gonna last, bro. It's not gonna work, and you'll find out why.
And that's unfortunate. Unfortunate to say.
It is unfortunate, but hey,
truth, you know,
the truth hurts, bro. It is what it is. I'm really glad that like a lot of like young men are waking up and smelling the coffee, bro. Cause
I feel like it's gonna bring out. This is just my opinion. I think it'll bring
saving lives, man.
Quality, maybe.
It's saving lives, though, bro.
You think so?
No.
What do you mean? Okay.
And I say saving lives, and I mean like as far as like the ideas that Andrew Tate's pushing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he has some extreme ideas. Like
like I don't always agree with him.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything. But I mean, once you say you agree with Andrew Tate, like that just
you're just a misogynist.
Oh yeah, you're a misogynist. Like the pussy dries up automatically. Like it's gone. Like you know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk to you no more. But like you have to understand. That's for surface level thinkers, bro. Like I don't agree with everything he says, but. Oh, I swear to God, I've had this discussion with like beautiful women before, and they were turned off, like, ill, leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want you around me, and it's like, I don't want to be around your ass anyways.
But you don't. Are they single? Yeah. Why?
Exactly. My fucking point. Like, that's why you don't have.
I mean, it's like, what men are you choosing?
Exactly.
You're how old?
Exactly.
You're still single?
Yeah, go crazy. When you're 35 and you're fucking lonely as fuck.
The definition of crazy is doing the exact same thing
over and over,
expecting different results.
Exactly.
Like
no changing strategy, no real move. No, I'm not making real calculated moves.
The problem is
shit.
The people don't ever stop and analyze themselves. It's like, man, if I keep getting these results, right?
Why?
Exactly.
It's just a scientific process. Why isn't my hypothesis
I'm doing the same shit.
Correct? Change your procedure.
Yeah.
Add or remove a step from your procedure.
Yeah, or I like this type of guy. Well, you know what? I always get the result. Maybe I'll change it up and try a different guy. See if I get a different result. And if you don't, then it's probably you.
You know why though? A lot of people, we're talking about women, so a lot of women are like entitled. They feel like they want this, they deserve this only specific guy. And typically the guy that they want is a guy that don't really want them for who they are.
Well, the thing is that I don't know if there've been a lot of TikToks nowadays that like, they'll go to random, like they'll go out on the street walking and be like, what do you rate yourself from the scale of 1 to 10?
10 every time.
Every single time.
And the
bro,
bitch, like
10.
visually, you'll see the girl, and shorty a solid 6.
So I've seen this one guy that goes to girls, and then he'll be like, okay, and he takes a picture of him. She's a 10, and then he'll go to a guy. What do you rate them?
I saw that.
And then he'll be like, oh, she's like a 6. But she rated herself a 10, right? And then he'll ask her the guy the same question. What do you rate yourself? He'll be like, oh, I think I'm a 3. And then he goes.
Honest.
He goes to a girl, and they're like, "Oh no, he's a 10 or he's a 9."
Automatically.
Yeah. And then the same thing with her. They're all I'm a 10, and they'll go to a guy and be like, "Oh no, she's like a 4 or whatever." You know, just.
Why do all women feel like 10s, bro? I can't go in a public setting like in a survey like that, and call myself a 10. Because
people would think you're delusional.
People would think I'm delusional. Like, nigga, you was not a 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Girl, not a 10.
But
if I call your ass, if I say you're not a 10, who the fuck? Like, then she gonna turn up on me, bro. Like, why am I not a 10? What makes you think I'm not a 10? Your mom's not a fucking 10. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that.
He went there. Is that your mama?
You feel me? Like, it just gets crazy, bro. Like,
they said, it's like, mama time.
Let's be realistic, bro. Like, you're not bad. Like, you're not that bitch. I don't know that reference is
white chicks. It's
mama time. You want to talk about mama?
It's mama time.
Oh man, shout out to the Wayans, man. Them guys are funny.
Hey, what happened to them, by the way?
Hey, they just do business. Like they're businessmen now, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think they actually have some shit coming out. One of the brothers have some new shit coming out probably next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them talking about some shit recently.
What
so
shit?
Probably look forward to a new movie by them soon, I guess. But anyways.
All right, guys. So with that, we're gonna start closing up. Yeah. I really appreciate y'all watching, and if y'all, I really enjoyed it. We just have fun. Like I said, this is our opinion. So yeah, just let us know what y'all like to hear about next. So leave a comment down below. And with that, thanks for watching.
All right, guys.